What is up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about my first time doing blow, aka cocaine, aka snow, aka whatever the fuck you want to call it. Blow cane, sugar cane, I don't give a fuck. Booger sugar if you'd like. I'm smoking a joint right now, so if I fuck the story up, I'm sorry. I'm just fiending. Where the fuck did my ash go? Anyways, my first time doing blow. So let's call this girl Sarah. All right, first girl Sarah. Second person, let's call let's call him Alex. Okay, so Sarah is the first person I met up with. Okay, so I go to Sarah's house. She lives about 15-20 minutes away from me, and it's a little bit of a drive, you know. So she's all the way up in the hills, and the hills are like curvy where I live, and it's like weird. If you know Highway 9, you know what I'm talking about. Highway 9's a very sketchy, weird road, back roads. Looks fun to drive fast on, but I'll get into that later. So we are driving on this road, and then I get to her house, right? And she lives like up in the fucking boonies, like in the middle of nowhere. So not really in the middle of nowhere, but it's just a weird spot. So there's no internet. And she told me just go around the back, knock on my window, and I'll hear you. So that's what I did. You know, I got there and I started knocking on her window a little bit. And then about like 5 minutes goes by, and there's just like 4 cats at the window meowing at me, just staring at me, like wanting me to come in. And I'm like waiting for this chick, and I'm like, bro, where the fuck is Sarah? And about 5 minutes goes by. It's cold as fuck, it's creepy as fuck, it's dark. I'm a little bit faded, you know. I'm not really too faded because I need to be able to talk. You know, when I'm faded and I'm with somebody, I can't talk to them. You know, when I'm faded and I'm alone, I can talk. You know, that's why I can talk right now. Like I'm hella zooted, but you guys technically aren't really a person. You know, I'm talking to a mic right now, and I don't know if any persons are just gonna hear this. You know, this video could drop and it'll just get 0 views, but I don't give a fuck either way. 0 views, 10 views, 1,000 views, 100,000 views. I don't fucking care. As long as I fucking entertain people, I guess. So, where was I? I got kind of sidetracked. Yeah, I was a little bit faded, and then she finally comes out after like 5 minutes of sitting in the fucking cold, and she lets me in, you know. And we go to her room and we're chilling for a good like 10 minutes. We're just talking about stuff and fucking. My joint almost just went out. I had to save that. Anyways, we're just talking, and then she busts out some coke. You know, and she takes the line, she cuts it up, she breaks it up, she does what she needs to do, and then she takes her line, and then she offers me one. She's like, "Do you want to try some?" And I'm like, "Sure. What do I got left to lose? I'ma do it." My fucking, like, damn, I hope you can't hear that in the background. My brother's raging. He's pissed about something. Oh my god, he's crashing down there. Anyways, I don't give a fuck about what he's doing. So she fucking asked me for one, and I say, yeah, you know, and she cuts me one up. Or actually, yeah, she cuts me one up, a little small one. And she's like, let me know if you feel this in like 5 minutes. So I snort it, and I don't really feel it. I think it's just like, well, I kind of blew it a little bit, you know, like, you know when beginners do coke and they like blow it a little bit, and then they're like, oh shit, my bad. She was like, oh yeah, don't do that. People won't give you coke anymore if you do that. And I'm like, all right, thank you for telling me. And then so I snorted it, and I didn't blow it that time. Fucking, it wasn't bad. Like, it only got like, it just like messed up the line a little bit. I just had to put the powder back in place. But I took that line, I waited about 5 minutes. I didn't really feel anything, so I asked for a bigger one. She gave me a bigger one, and I took that, you know, snorted that bitch right up, railed it, boom, fucking took that shit to the dome. And then I kind of started to feel it, you know? I didn't really notice it at first because you're not really supposed to notice. Like, I don't know, it's kind of weird. If you smoked like a lot of weed and done mushrooms and acid and you do coke for the first time, you know, you kind of won't notice it at first. You gotta sit there and think, and then, you know, maybe the second time you do blow, it'll be better. It really depends. I only had like 5 lines this night, so I didn't really have that much. But So I took that one, and she didn't give me any more. You know, she thought I felt it. I didn't really feel it or notice it. Back to my point, you kind of need to think about it and notice it a little bit more. But yeah, so we decided that we were gonna go out, and it's like 12 o'clock at night. Actually, it's like 11:30 at night, and like she gets ready. You know, it takes her like fucking 5 minutes because she's already dressed and shit, and she's been up. You know, she does coke a lot. This girl Sarah does coke a lot, and you know what? She's even started asking me if I had any coke. You know, that's kind of crazy to me because the girl that kind of got me onto it is asking for some. And then she talked shit when I said I didn't have any. So that's another story for another time if I want to make a story on that. But yeah. I probably should not be smoking a joint while recording. I feel kind of bad for just like pausing. But we go out after she gets ready. You know, her friend kind of like came out, introduced herself because she lives with her friend and not her mom or her dad because like there's some like weird situation going on. But I'm not gonna share private business on fucking YouTube. So we're like, she like comes out. She's like, "Hello, my name is this, that, and the other." And then fucking she introduces herself to me, and her cats are just like going crazy. So I'm like, bro, you should look-key feed your cats, bro. They look hungry. Like, cause look-key they were hungry. Like, I can tell when a cat's hungry. I have 4 of them. All right, I've had like 6 of them in my life. It's crazy. But yeah, I was like, you should look-key feed your cat. And they fed their cat. And you know what? Whatever. That doesn't even fucking matter. I'm just yated. All right. And she goes back to her room, and then we dip. You know, and then her mom like. The girl's mom like opens her window and she's like, "Sarah, what are you doing? You're barely even 18." She's like 17, by the way, at the time. This was a while ago, by the way. And fuck, what was I gonna say? Yeah, she's like yelling at her because she's not even her mom. She's just like taking care of her, but she's yelling at her because it's like almost 12 o'clock at night, and she's like, you're barely even 18. Where are you going?" And she's like, "Whatever." And we just went, you know. Now we're walking on the side of this fucking highway for a minute, and I'm coked up. I'm like kind of geeked. So it's kind of weird, you know, walking on the side of a highway, and then it's like, bro, we're in the middle of like the hills. It's just like sketchy. It's like what I imagined the Appalachian to be like, but like with fucking street lights, you know. Or like a couple of streetlights, like one every mile, I guess. I don't fucking know. And we're walking on like this highway for a little bit, and we go on this back road, and it's just creepy as fuck. You know, we go in this like ghost town. This town like literally had nobody in it. It was weird. So yeah, we're just like walking around this town, and she's trying to call her friend to come pick her up, and he's got a car and shit. So we're just like waiting for him. You know, we're just sitting down. I remember at one point we sat in front of the like fire department or some shit, and there was like this lady spewing nonsense, and she had like one leg, and she had like I don't even know, bro. It was so weird. But yeah, we were just like chilling down there, waiting for this dude, and we don't want to wait downtown in this weird ass like village. So we were just like, all right, we're gonna go to a park. Fuck this, because she wanted more coke. And we went to like one park, and then she said that she saw somebody, so we went to another park. I'm surprised this little ass village had 2 parks. That's kind of cool. They don't even have a police station though, but whatever. That doesn't even matter. But so we went to this other park because she got sketched out, and then she busted out her coke. You know, she cut up 2 lines. I had one, she had one, and she was like, "One's not gonna cut it," so she cut up another one because I get it. You need 2 lines at a time. You know, that's what most people do, or most people that I know that cut up 2 for themselves. I don't know. That's what I did, but I don't use that shit anymore. I just smoke weed. You know, 100%. Maybe 99. Anyways, yeah, so she busted up those lines and shit, and then we're just chilling, you know. I don't really remember what the high felt like because, like, I didn't recognize it, but Yeah. Like, I didn't even get, like, the fast heart. Like, you know when your heart beats a lot when you're high on coke? Like, I didn't even get that. You know, I barely even felt the head high. Like, I felt it a little bit. It was just, like, not enough. I needed, like, at least 7 lines probably that night. Like, minimum. But, yeah, I didn't get that. I only got 5. But, yeah, I mean, it was overall a good night, you know? I mean, it was pretty cool. Cause like we're sitting at this park for a good like 30 minutes, and then her homeboy finally fucking pulled up. You know, it took him forever. We were waiting until like 12:30, and then so we got in the car, you know, and this dude like he was driving normally at first, and I thought like I don't know, I don't really think about anybody's driving and shit, you know. I just like he started going so fucking fast, like this dude was genuinely tripping. Like Highway 9, you know, if anybody knows about Highway 9, you've driven on it or anything, bro. He was going like 70 on these little like on these crazy turns, and it's like if you've ever went on that road before, you'll know exactly what I'm talking. I got it on video. Actually, I recorded some of his fucking driving. It was crazy. Like you could hear his tires screeching and everything. Like I was panicking in the back of his car because his seat, he drives like a clapped BMW. I'm gonna be honest with you. This thing was a piece of shit. So I was trying to get my seatbelt on. Like I didn't put my seatbelt on at first because I wasn't planning on driving like this. And he's doing this, and I'm just like literally rowing like a boat in the back, and I'm like actually kind of like geeked now, and fucking I'm just like freaking out because I can't get the seatbelt on. Like I'm grabbing the seatbelt and I'm like just going back and forth, and I'm like trying to. It keeps on locking and shit, and I'm trying to like gently unlock it and bring it towards me. But the way he's driving, I can't fucking do that. Immediately, it just goes back. So like it took me a good like It took me 5 minutes to put that fucking seatbelt on. I shit you not. And like the drive down towards like an actual city, it was like 25 minutes. So this dude's driving crazy for like half an hour, and I'm like. It was crazy. I mean, shit, I love crazy driving. Drive as fast as you want. Fucking kill me if you want in a car. I don't care. But, bro, I was not expecting it. Sorry, I'm cracking my hands right now. I don't know if you could hear that, but... Yeah. Dude's driving fucking crazy. And we finally get back into town, you know? And it's about, like, almost 1. And my dad's tripping, you know? This dude fucking trips when I'm with random people that he doesn't know. And like he will come out and fucking follow you and find you. So that's what he did to me, you know. He came out, and then I like stalled for an hour and a half, and it's like 2:30 at night, and he finally like found me, and I'm just like, all right, whatever. I just dipped, you know. I had to go home. So that was kind of like my first time doing blow, you know, or not kind of. That was my first time doing blow. It was kind of shit, you know. I wish I actually geeked up that night, but no, I was just... It sucked. It sucked. And I redeemed it with the second time. The second time was a bit better. That was a bit better. You know, I actually felt it that time. But, yeah, I hope you like this short little video. I'm going to try and make videos shorter like this. How much is it? 13 minutes. 13 minutes long? Yeah, that's a good time. Anyways, next video I'm probably going to do my first time smoking weed or my first time doing shrooms. I don't even know. So, make sure you stay tuned for that. Like, subscribe, fucking comment any ideas, any videos that you want. You want to play with me? Let's do a fucking, like, I don't know. Let's fucking play games, you know? Make videos type shit. I don't even know, you know? But, like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video.